I mentioned in a video a few weeks ago that I like to do pentatonic scales, and I showed some real simple concepts for finding pentatonic scales within one octave. If I'm in the key of C major, a D minor pentatonic scale would fit well over the 2 chord. Also fits well over the 5 chord. Now, I did mention that a scale that I have started using a lot in the last few years is the minor pentatonic with one alteration. That would be the minor 6 pentatonic, I believe is what I called it. I'm not really sure what it should be called. What it is a D minor pentatonic scale. We lower that 5th note by a fret or by a half step, and you're lowering the note that is the 7th of your minor 7 chord to a 6th. I think you can hear how that fits well over the G7. There's that note on top of that G7 voicing. Now, tritone substitutes is a topic that gets a lot of discussion on the internet, and you can find explanations of it. If I'm in the key of C major, my G7 chord is 5. The tritone substitute for that chord is D flat 7. So what you get is this kind of a progression: D to G7, sorry, D minor to G7 to C. And instead of G7, we'll just use D flat 7. Voice leading is good, the sound is good, all the resolutions of the important notes are intact. It just so happens that that chord that's a tritone away fits in. That's as much theory as I'll go into regarding that. So you'll see people use these two triads, G major and D flat major. And that is a line that you'll hear players use over the 2 or the 5 chord in the key. I like the minor pentatonic scale. I like the shape and the feel. And so this one alteration didn't require much. So I use that a lot. Now, I still use the pure minor pentatonic scale. And here's how I use this idea. Rather than moving from a G major to the major chord a tritone away, let's use the minor pentatonic scale that fits over these 2 chords and use the minor pentatonic that's a tritone away. Instead of just D minor, I can use A flat minor as well. Now that's a D minor pentatonic. This is the E flat, this is A flat minor pentatonic with that alteration. Now, the reason why that works best using the minor 6 pentatonic in the tritone position, we'll call it, we're lowering to that note to create the alteration. That note is the 7th of my 5-7 chord, and it resolves down to the 3rd of the 1 chord. So what I might do then is play a minor pentatonic on D, minor 6 pentatonic on the A flat, and there's so many good points of resolution. That resolves down to the 3rd or to the 5th of my chord. That resolves down to the 3rd of the chord. That resolves down to the 9th of the chord. That note resolves down to the root. And of course, that note is in fact the note that leads up to the root. just to get the sounds in your ear, do something as programmed as count 4 beats of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now I added an extra note there. I think doing it in this programmed way where you're pigeonholing the scale in for the 4 beats of the chord is a good way to introduce you to the sound, and then creating variations on your own using rhythmic variation, pick up notes going into the scales, changing the scales before or after the chord may change. All of those things are the things that can make this your own, and I would recommend you do that. So I'll see if I can explore this a little more in some future videos.